So I just watched a video by Ty Turner about being outed at work and having to quit because of it. And before I make my explanation, I'd like to say that I have also been outed at work a few times, at a few different places, and it's not something to quit over. I understand the want, or I guess sometimes need, to be stealth, and I live in Montana. Like, I live in the middle of nowhere, and like, you'd think that like Hickville, Montana would be giant douchebags about it, but no. And I've lived in like a few towns in Montana, and it's the same. I know if you look up on a map of the places that have transgender rights in the United States, no places in Montana come up, but actually there is the whole city of Missoula, Montana. They have transgender people protected. You can't get fired for being trans in Missoula. And, I mean, that leaves out the whole rest of the state, but it's a step. It's a college town, and yeah. But anyway, I want to get back to what Ty said, which was he works at Walmart, and I think he lives in Kansas, which Kansas, Montana, like, I'm gonna look up the population of Kansas, and I'll put it like right here, and because the population of Montana is like 1 million people in this giant state, and there's around 60,000 in Missoula, and I think around 3,000-ish where I live. But yeah, so he's saying that he got outed at work and he had to quit because of it. Like, his whole speech about why he had to quit basically was being transphobic about himself. So, I mean, I don't tell everybody. I'm not like, hi customer, guess what? Hi person that I just met, guess what? But, like, I pick and choose the people that I tell, but I've been outed at work. I just had surgery, and I only told one person because I only needed to tell my boss and my manager who, like, what was happening, why I had to be out of work for so long. And the girl that was the manager basically told everybody why I needed to be out of work, and I still work there. Like, it's not like they treat me any differently. It's not like, I mean, people ask you questions sometimes. People are like, hey, how's this? Or what does this mean? Or how does this work? But, like, I feel like most people are genuinely not being douchebags. And when they are, just ignore them. Who cares about the douches? Like, I first came out as being gay when I was like 11 or 12, and I was starting 7th grade, either 6th or 7th grade, something like that. And I had a bunch of people telling me they were going to beat me up and all this stuff, and I'm like, okay, meet me after school. You know, like, I had death threats in middle school. And then by the time I got to high school, all those douchebags were too stupid to make it to high school. So who cares about them? Ty works at Walmart, and we've all seen people of Walmart.com. Like, you know the kind of people that shop there. If I were him, I would not be worried. Who cares if people know? Like, you have to have some kind of pride in yourself. Anyway, what I had to stop and record this today because I was angry. So, anyway, what I really wanted to make a point about was that a lot of young trans kids follow Ty. I know, because he's like 18, I think. And he has a popular YouTube channel. And I don't think it is right for him to be like, I had to quit my job because I was outed. Like, that's not okay to say. It's okay to want to be stealth, but if you're a role model for all these young trans kids, you can't just be like, yeah, I had to quit because I was outed, because that's life. Like, we are trans, so it's gonna happen our entire life, and you can't just quit because someone outs you. And you can't let other kids be that transphobic against themselves because you are. Like, that's why we have a problem right now with trans youth and depression and suicide and all that stuff. Like, it's not okay to tell them that it's okay to quit. Like, no. So, that's my main problem with it. He could have been like, I felt like I was in danger or something like that, but no, he was upset about the prying questions that people were asking him, and pretty much he just didn't want anybody to know. And, like, that's fine. I moved and I went to work and I didn't want anybody to know, but I was outed, and, like, for a couple weeks I did get, like, prying questions, and sometimes I still do, but, you know, when you live in a tiny place like we do, like, okay, so he lives in Kansas, I'm pretty sure. I live in Montana. When we live in tiny places like this, there's not a lot of trans people around, and so no one is really exposed, you know? Like, in the same way that, oh, I have a gay friend, I understand that stuff, you know? People aren't like that here because they either don't know that someone's trans or they don't really know a trans person. So, I just wanted to say that that is not okay, and I think he should probably apologize and explain to trans youth that it is okay to be trans, and it's okay to love yourself, and you don't need other people in order to do that. So yeah, maybe if you agree with me, we can help get this message to Ty. And I'm not criticizing him, I just think that you need to be careful what you say when you are a public figure, especially a minority public figure with such a sensitive subject that kids kill themselves over. So I think that maybe he should make another video clarifying that, and something to help promote the self-esteem of young trans kids. So, hey, and I'm in on it too. I'll help. Like, I'll do what I can, you know, if he needs it. But I just think that he has so many followers, and that was wrong to say that. And just make it right, man. Alright, that's all I've got. Thank you, and please help me get this video to him, because I think it's really important. Thanks.